The Cretaceous era is the setting for the opening scenes. Several predators pick off the weaker animals, but it takes a T-Rex to finally deal with the snappers, the smallest but deadliest of the dinosaur predators. After killing the T-Rex, the Meg drags its bloodied carcass back into the sea. Current day, on a boat crossing the Philippine Sea, Jason Statham's Jonas Taylor emerges from a shipping container. Toxic waste was being dumped into the water, and he was sent to halt the men. He then continues to beat the thugs down, leap into the ocean, and is rescued by Mac and Rigas in their helicopter once he has gathered his information. Jiuming Zhang is putting an underwater exosuit through its paces at a Chinese oceanographic institute. Since Mei Ying's mother Suyin recently died away, Mei Ying has turned to her uncle Jonas for guidance and support. Jiuming's partner in business, Hilary Driscoll, is in charge of the institute's event, which they both attend. Jiuming pays respect to Suyin and their father, promising to carry on their father's oceanographic studies in their names. Jiuming then shows off his captive megalodon, Heike, who seems to obey his every command. While at the party, Jonas spots Montez, a suspicious-looking man. In an effort to prove his theory, Jiuming attempts to utilize a contraption that emits loud noises to scare Heike away from him. On the return trip, the crew is concerned for Jiuming's safety because Heike doesn't seem to be paying attention, but he makes it back to the station without incident. Concerned about Heike's actions, Jonas feels Jiuming is being reckless. When the crew abandons Heike, she escapes through the vents and swims to safety. Meeting up with fellow analyst Jess, Jonas, Jiuming, Mac, Rigas, and DJ travel to the Mana 1 research facility in Mariana Trench exploration. Despite Jonas's pleas for Mei Ying to remain behind, she decides to stow away. The crew of a sub sees that Heike has escaped and is now with 2 other Megs during their underwater mission. While the Mana 1 team is in the area, Montez is heading a mineral farming operation. He detonates the bomb, which kills his crew and causes the other submarine to sink. Then, Montez reports to his superior, Driscoll, who informs him that the Mana 1 crew must be kept from discovering the station's employment opportunities. Mac realizes the sub was sabotaged after everyone gets up. To reach the adjacent station, the crew must escape the sub wearing their oxygen-constrained exosuits. The group loses Lance when he is dragged away by sea monsters, and Sal when she pushes away a fellow crew member and is eaten by a Meg. Curtis, another crew member, has her suit implode as they arrive at the station due to a fractured helmet, and the water must be drained before she can leave. The crew then sets out to search the station for a working distress signal. They contact the station via video monitor and find out that Jess is working with Driscoll, betraying the rest of the crew. She lets loose the necessary escape pods and instructs Rigas to shoot Jonas, hoping that Mei Ying would be able to make it back. The group is then briefed by Driscoll, who admits that they would be stealing technology from Jiuming. Jonas finds a second submarine and tries to empty it of water so he can escape, but he blacks out and is captured by Montez. He admits he holds a vendetta against Jonas because, in the past, he had him locked up for his illegal acts. After a short conflict, Jonas successfully gets the submarine's crew back to safety. Mac and DJ, meanwhile, see Jess's sabotage of the submarine on camera. The mercenaries working for Driscoll go after them, but the two manage to escape by diving into the water. Sadly, they are still apprehended. Jonas and the others return to Mana 1 and fight the mercenaries to win back Mac and DJ's freedom. As Montez reunites with his lover Jess, the Megs begin making their way to the station. Jess reassures Driscoll that they are safe from Meg by phone, and then one of the Megs snarfs it up, along with Jess, leaving Montez inconsolable. When the space station begins to flood, the crew abandons it in favor of a makeshift raft. The mercenaries ride along on their own raft, but they, too, end up as Meg snacks. While Jonas is busy manufacturing harpoons out of explosives and poison to use against the Megs, the crew begins making their way toward a resort named Fun Island. Montez then leads the surviving mercenaries in an assault on the crew. An enormous squid pulls a boat full of people under the surface of the lake nearby. The snappers appear just as Driscoll and her team are about to take off from the island via helicopter. Some of the mercenaries meet with misfortune at their hands, including Driscoll, who is dragged away to her death by one of them. After the Meg show up and start eating the visitors, the crew tries to get them out of the water as quickly as possible. Jonas goes off to try to save some people, while DJ, Mac, Rygas, and Jilming go off to do the same. Maying, too, swims into the ocean to save lives. The remaining mercs corner the four and hold them at gunpoint until Mac convinces DJ to unlock a door, releasing the snappers to eat the mercs and freeing the others to escape. Mac and Jilming have located Driscoll's helicopter and are making their way out when they are sprayed with jet fuel and set on fire by the charging snappers. After killing one Meg with the explosive harpoon, Jonas is pursued by Montez before he can kill the next. After a short rematch, Jonas kicks Montez into the water, where the Meg immediately pounces and devours him. Before Jilming can build a bomb and ram it into the squid's side, the squid wreaks havoc on the resort, killing more people. The squid is killed when Heike swims in from a distance. When the last remaining Meg sees Jonas, it charges towards him, and Jonas uses the shattered chopper blade to impale it through the mouth. Jonas, Mac, and Jilming enter the sea in an attempt to return to shore, but Heike soon swims toward them. Jilming employs his gadget to get her to go around them in the water and then return. However, Jonas suggests that she is actually just following dolphins and not listening to him at all. The foursome reunites with Rygas, Maying, and DJ at the beach. Jilming hypothesizes that Heike escaped her confinement because she was pregnant and it was mating season. Jonas advises that, while they are drinking and celebrating their survival, they should try not to think about it.